This is the Transformers Generations Titans Return Leader Class Decepticon Overlord with Dreadnaut, his Titan Master or Headmaster. The figure is part of the fifth wave of these leader class figures for the Titans Return line from Transformers Generations, and a good buddy of mine had seen one of these at a Toys R Us near his area out here in Manila. He was kind enough to pick one up for me, and well, actually it's his, and he just sent it over to my place so I could review it. My actual copy of Overlord is actually pre-ordered at our Toys, and it will be coming soon in a couple of days, and hopefully it gets here soon. But in the meantime, we'll use my buddy's copy for this review. All right. So Overlord, I was a little bit skeptical about the pictures I've seen on the internet. And I was like, I never had this toy. I never had it growing up as a kid. The only legitimate Powermaster figure I had was Optimus Prime. That was the only one I cared about. He was like a double Powermaster, and I never had it. I don't remember ever having it here or seeing it at toy stores here in Manila with the little toy stores we had. And all Transformers were very expensive back in the day, and we didn't get a lot of the cartoons. We didn't have cable TV back then yet, and I don't think cable TV was actually invented yet. And it was very difficult to find Transformers. If you wanted Transformers, the best way to do it was go to Japan and import them there, and they were very expensive. So Powermaster, Optimus Prime, Omega Supreme, Metroplex, those were the biggest ones we've had growing up as kids, and I never had this, so I had no idea that, my friends never had it, so I never had a chance to Google it or anything done like that, because I never had it. I did hear about it, but wasn't too interested in it. But at the time, I guess a lot of these Japanese imports were coming into the Philippines. As a kid, I got interested in other things other than got tired of Transformers, was into G.I. Joes, went to Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, Silverhawks, and all that. But anyway, now that we have another nostalgic figure, I think it turned out great. I was a little bit surprised, pleasantly surprised that it actually turned out great. I was expecting it to not fare well, because I really like the Sky Shadow version of this mold. Anyway, let's look at the box. Just quickly, it says there's 4 modes: robot, the 2 vehicle modes, and the base mode. So that's essentially the 4 modes. So he's a quadruple changer, and here's the rest of the assortment. And that's about it. Get some artwork right there. Okay, let's put that away. He comes with a nice tech spec bio card or collector card, trading card. So nice artwork. And I think they had printed the instruction sheets well before the new format they're using now for the Last Night Transformers, because this one is still in that dark gray motif, and it's very difficult to see it. To see some of the details of the illustrations, unlike the Last Night instruction sheet. But if you've already gone through Sky Shadow, then transforming this guy is probably going to be very easy for you. Okay, speaking of Sky Shadow, I think one of the things a lot of collectors are very interested in is to find out the differences in the mold they use, the differences they put in these 2 molds per se. And not just, is it really just a remold? Is it a repaint or not? Obviously, molds are different in certain areas. From the waist, at least from the hips down, they appear to be the same. If you look at the back, the tank mode is roughly the same. The only main difference is the crotch piece. Both have these rolling wheels, but this one is he's a lot more slender, while this one is a lot more square and bulky. So that's the main difference for the tank part, or the lower torso. But the upper torso, from the waist up, is a completely different mold. They might share the same joint in the elbow, because it compresses like that, but everything about it looks different. And Obviously, it's a different jet. It's a different jet. The arms are different. Even the shield nose cone is obviously different. This is the actual nose cone of the jet. For Sky Shadow, it's actually here, and this is just a drone, I think. Both have stickers applied. I didn't have to do it. When you open the box, they've been applied by the those in the assembly line, and some of the stickers are okay, are placed evenly, but some are just crooked and skewed, which kind of sucks. But I'm not too finicky about that. Even the chest sculpt is different. The helmet head is different. Obviously, the Titan Master is different. So a lot of differences. The gun, exactly the same, just painted differently. This one is black, red, and silver. This one is just molded in purple plastic, and that's about it. At first glance, I thought he looked better than this guy, than Overlord. But then as I transformed him and played with him a lot more, this figure actually grew on me. Considering the fact I did not have him as a kid, one of those things, I never had a Skylynx, never had a Trypticon. Those frustrations in life that you'll never be able to fulfill as a kid. And I'm trying to do it here now with these modern Transformers, and he looks amazing. I love the blue and teal combination, and this one I thought was going to be like a flat white. It's sort of like a grayish white, which really works well with the blue and the purple. So really nice. Okay. Here's the drone, and here is obviously the headmaster. Any headmaster, if you have one, or Titan Master, can fit in the sled or makeshift vehicle. This is also where the Titan Master is going to fit, and I love it that you can lower that canopy right there, or lower that trap door. You can stick the feet in, and then you can put a Titan Master inside, and that's exactly where he would stay in the cockpit in the alt mode, the jet mode alt mode. For Sky Shadow, you'd have to put him here. It's a different part. So interesting. Let's get rid of this guy because I wanted to show the Powermaster feature, or the Titan Master double feature. Yes, he doesn't. I don't think it activates anything. The old toy, I believe, just like Optimus Prime, activated some features. Optimus Prime was able to transform with it, and this one, I suppose, would allow you to transform him if you put the Power Master. But in this case, you can put two heads on his chest, and they really look very funny and weird. And I think they just did that to as an homage to please some of the fans of the old G1 toy, and it's okay. I think it's a nice touch. Pretty cool. Okay, so articulation is going to be the same. I'm going to talk about there's no waist articulation because of the transformation. Okay, so we'll probably put him in base mode first, so that in the end we can compare both of them in alt modes, the two different alt modes, if that's okay with you guys. Okay, so the instructions tell you to connect it here. They're not very specific as how to connect it. They just tell you to do that. There are actually tabs right here and here for these pegs, and they're a little bit loose. Once you connect them, they easily pop off, but it feels a little bit tight, and they'll stay on if you don't hit it too hard. Okay, you can swing down the landing gear. The peg, the 5mm port, the instructions tell you to fold it all the way in until it clicks into that groove. I would suggest you don't do that because it is a pain in the ass just to take it off, especially if you have very short fingernails. It's just ridiculously hard. So I would suggest you just keep it to that point. Don't lock it in, so it'll be easy to put it, and it's not gonna ruin the aesthetics or anything like that. Now you can keep Dreadnaut in or out. The instructions tell you to remove him, so you can put him in the cockpits of both vehicles. So that's what we're gonna do. But you can keep him on inside the helmet, just like Sky Shadow, because the helmet does fit nicely into the whole cockpit assembly, as I was saying. That's probably the only comment or negative thing I'd say about this figure. Other than that, it's a great figure. So you put that in that way, and base mode basically is you just let him sit, and you transform like the upper half into jet mode. basically just turning it into jet mode, and that's the top part of the base. All right, and then you swing down these two panels, and then you flip the entire piece this way. Now, the legs, you transform them halfway to tank mode, like that. Just fold the feet, rotate, and do it this way. And that is base mode. You can put this one here if you want to, or anywhere else where the 5mm peg will fit. You can put the Titan Master here, Dreadnaut. There's no light. My apologies. And that's it. And there are a lot of iterations you can do with the base mode, especially if you have Trypticon. There's a way to connect him to Trypticon using certain ports. I could have sworn I saw it. The instructions say that you can. No, let me show it to you. Just right here. There you go. So both Sky Shadow and Overlord can fit nicely on the legs of Trypticon. There is a connecting port at their feet, right there, or on the arms, and that should make a really nice Decepticon playset, and which I'm not really interested in. Okay, I'm not going to turn him into base mode because it's going to be ridiculously difficult to do so. So let's get him back into robot mode, or pseudo robot mode. Okay, so essentially the top part is already in jet mode. So that's how you do it. You just collapse everything, fold the nose cone, fold the fuselage cockpit nose cone forward up like that, cover the head, fold the landing gear, and then compress the arms, much like Sky Shadow. This one is a little bit loose on mine. And that's it. That's the jet mode. You just attach this part, and that's it. There's no tail fins or anything. That you can move these here, but it'll look funny. I tried doing that already. I don't think it's a good idea. I think this is how it should be. And yeah, pretty cool. As good as close as it can get to the G1 version. So it's very, very nice. And as I mentioned earlier, you can put Dreadnaut here or any of the Titan Masters, and that's nice. It kind of reminds me of the Blackbird jet from the X-Men, so that's pretty cool. So with that, let's see Sky Shadow's jet mode, just to refresh your memory of his jet mode. So again, rotate like that, transform, fold the arms this way. Aren't you? There we go. Okay, and then you just have the wings onto the arms, and just fold this out, and that's the jet mode. I love the jet mode of this one. This one's okay too because it looks like the Blackbird. So pretty neat, very, very nice, very cool. All right. Okay, so let's put them aside for the time being so we can focus on the tank mode. Tank mode is essentially the same. They didn't change much except for the crotch piece. So transform it. You're halfway there when you fold the toes or the feet. Connect them this way, and then this inner piece will tab in here. And the gun, just like Sky Shadow, go here, and this cockpit will fit any Titan Master or Dreadnaut very, very nicely, like that. And same thing with Sky Shadow. I'm going to do it very quickly. Nice little transformation. I love the black and red of Sky Shadow. And gotten rid of my deluxe class Sky Shadow because this one was really nice, looked better on the shelf than the deluxe versions. Okay, it's not. Come on, man. Okay, and the gun goes here. Okay, and essentially the same tank. Okay, so with that, One last look at the alt modes. Essentially, it's the same mold as I mentioned. It's just the difference in the crotch piece, which is negligible in tank mode. So basically the same. And the color works so much, unbelievably well. Decepticon stickers right there. I like the smaller ones better, but I didn't think it would work because I never had the G1. Never had any interest in it, but it does work. And here is the jet mode. Let's get Sky Shadow's jet mode. So which one do you get? I suggest you get both. I think Hasbro did a wonderful job with these two figures, or with these particular molds. If you must pick one, I think it will depend on your preference. Some people like Sky Shadow more, some people like Overlord more. It's really up to you. If I were to pick, very tough, but I'm really liking this Overlord. Not to say that I don't like him, I like him, so it's very difficult for me to pick. So he's going to get a 9.5 out of 10. It's this one that was really bugging me. This flimsy connection was bugging me, but I suppose if in the grander scheme of things, he does deserve a 10 out of 10. So it's a very good figure. If you can find it locally, don't pay scalper prices for it. Go pick it up locally, your Toys R Us or any other favorite toy store you have. A great figure. Well done, Hasbro. I love these two molds. I hope we get to see more of these leader class figures from toys that we all grew up with. There you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed this little video review. This has been the Transformers, the Generations, Titans Return Leader Class Overlord, together with the previous mold, Sky Shadow. Thanks for watching.